Well, if this don't set you on fire, I guarantee your wood's wet because it makes you upset. Anybody that listens to this is going to be absolutely upset, and you start into how did this happen? How do we stop this? But here's the problem: the laws are there. What do you do when the courts don't follow the rules that's already set? Because they're the ones who set this. They filed charges on him. They set him as an adult. That didn't just happen. They had to have a hearing to adjudicate him to an adult. So how in the world did this judge come back and rule that, no, we're going to place him under a Youthful Offender Act and make it to where this sexual predator, this person convicted of all these sexual crimes, no longer has to do any of the things that require time, that require check-in and to register as a sex offender, turn him back out on the street without any kind of oversight over him. That's, again, if that don't fire you up, there's something wrong.
Well, it's fired us up. We're now, I think, on our second or third night of coverage on this story. We want to see if there's going to be a change, some resolution, some recourse for these moms and their daughters who have suffered through this. But I keep coming back to how it happened. Sir, do you think that the courts are corrupt? Is that how you think that this deal was maneuvered?
Oh, absolutely. We're working on grand juries right there. I think this is just the tip of the iceberg. I think we're going to see more cases like this. I think we're going to see, I'm working on a case that may be as shocking as this. We're trying to get the Payne County grand jury because of this kind of action. And so, yes, I mean, absolutely, there's a lot of problems. We're meeting with great resistance from their court and from our Oklahoma government. I mean, we're meeting with great resistance on trying to get that grand jury and hold these people accountable. So again, until they're held accountable, the laws are there. But what do you do when they don't follow their own rules? When they don't follow justice? They took an oath to justice. Does this sound like justice? And again, here's what I'm saying. Shouldn't we investigate? Should we not investigate? Was there political favor done here? Was this done as a result because of positions the father has or because people knew each other? I would think that it would warrant investigation. And again, it's all allegations. We don't know what happened until we go in and investigate it. But golly, I'm mad as all get out. And we're trying to have other things there in that same county investigated. I mean, very, very corrupt things going on in this county and really across the state. There's all kinds of things. And guess what? We're having to fight our own Oklahoma government. This is red Oklahoma, and yet we're having to fight them, and we're having to fight the court system just to try to get things like rape and these type of cases investigated.
Well, I love the fact that you and Democrats, you said it's red Oklahoma, but Republicans and Democrats come together on this issue. I'm just hoping that you can actually force the hand and get this investigation kicked in, maybe a grand jury to look into it deeper. But short of that, sir, do you see any kind of federal path for these families with the facts and the affidavits that you've read? Have you seen anything that might actually give them some sort of standing in the federal courts?
I think that you could get to pass possibly to go to federal court. One, if we can get a grand jury and we can establish enough that there's no way that we get a fair hearing in Oklahoma, we could establish a federal grand jury and we could include this case. Now, I don't think you're going to get a reversal on the case, but you could look into, did the judges act right? Was there favoritism? Those kind of things. And again, if the family could prove favoritism or corruption in the court, that would be a cause to get that maybe into federal court. There's two vehicles possibly to get that done. It's going to be extremely hard. Once you get a ruling, very hard to get the court to change that ruling. And again, what you're going to see is this case put off, and they're going to try to outweight you and everybody forget and move on and go to some other newsworthy story. And again, we have case after case in just this county alone of these kind of incidents, not only rape, but arresting people who were turning in sexual abuse or abuse on their children, and they arrested them and put them in jail. So again, it's not just covering up rape, but it is going after people who come in and report these kind of abuses. So it's I mean, it's out of control. This is a big, big deal, and this is a big, big story. And if you look at what's going on and you put this rape case up beside grandmas and dads getting arrested for turning in abuse, that's when the community really is outraged. You want to get outrageous, start looking into everything and put it all in perspective, and you will get fired up. There is a lot of corruption going on in this community.
Thank you for watching.
Okay, so that was Representative for Oklahoma, JJ Humphrey. And I'm just going to throw this little clip in here too. This is crazy. We just talked about this a while back. I know that you guys will see this tomorrow or today later on. But check this out.
I would love to address that. You know, did you ever believe that we've come to a state or to a place in our state that we would have to have such a crazy bill? But here's the deal. I'm getting called. So I got called from one school where this kid was supposedly a cat, and that, you know, that the child sitting behind them couldn't concentrate because of this and asked to be moved, and they got on to the child that was asked to be moved so that she could do better in school. Finally, the child said, "Hey, you have to move me because I'm allergic to cats." Well, you know, I thought that was brilliant. I got a big kick out of that. But instead, what do? They talk about suspending the child. So another school person's acting like a cat. Her boyfriend is walking her down the hall. She's got a collar on her knees, leading her on a leash, and a couple of the kids, one of them a friend, a family friend. So they decided that they were dogs and started barking at the cat, and so they expelled the dogs. And so again, that's not fair. That's not right, you know. And so we're having conversations of that schools are putting litter boxes. Now I want to know, are they really actually using the litter box? That's the question I want to know. Do you actually allow that kid to go over there and use that litter box? And then people are going to call me insane for running this bill. Hell, I'd say they're insane on that. I mean, that's insanity. And it's time that we stop the insanity. If you got an animal coming to school, how about we get them vaccinated? How about we get them neutered? And how about we send them to the pound? And that's what this bill is going to be about. Stop this ignorance and let's have school. And again, it is sad that this is going on. It is sad that, and again, I want to say just kudos to all the great superintendents and all the great teachers that we have in the state of Oklahoma. And I don't want one or two cases across the state to reflect on all of our teachers and all of our great superintendents. I know that we've got superintendents that still have their mind here in District 19. So this is not a problem in our district, but it is a state problem. And I don't want to wait till it comes to our district. I want to address it while it's still in Oklahoma City and Tulsa area. And so those people up there have lost their mind, letting these people pretend to be animals in the classroom. If they're going to be animals, let's send them a pound. Let's send them home. We're not. How do you teach a cat math? I don't think if you can do that, wow, you're really talented. So again, I don't want to see some kid going to the bathroom in a in a litter box, in a kitty litter there in the classroom. The fact that you would do that shows that you're insane. And if we've got superintendents that allow that, and we've got teachers that are allowing that, then we need to load them up along with that kid and take them to the mental ward. And that's exactly, won't beat around the bush. It's insanity. We need to call it what it is. And I'm happy to run the bill and address it.